Hello students, welcome back to a new video of op-amp application. In our previous video we have also studied and we have started to study about op-amp application, and in this video we will continue with different types of op-amp application. So welcome you all, and thank you for seeing all my videos. If you like the video, you can like and subscribe also my channel. So the topics we are going to cover here is integrator circuit, differentiator circuit, comparator, and Schmitt trigger. Before I start any of these, I must say these are one of those most used circuits of 741 IC or the op-amp IC, because in our basics of op-amp we have studied that op-amp can be used as an logical amplifier or a mathematical amplifier, right? So these are the applications where an op-amp can be used as a mathematical amplifier. So let us first have with the integrator circuit. Yes. So what is an integrator circuit? As the name implies, an integrator circuit is which we can have an output voltage which is proportional to the integration of the input voltage. We are using an op-amp and we are having an output voltage that is proportional to the integration of input voltage, right? So op-amp integrated is an operational amplifier circuit that performs the mathematical operation of integration. That is what the output voltage becomes proportional to the input integration of input voltage. The op-amp integrator produces an output voltage, yes, the same thing I have told you, which is proportional to the integral of input voltage. Yeah, so this is the diagram of integrator circuit, right? Here we can see an 741 IC, an inverting op-amp is being there, where we are having an input voltage with an input resistance. But the new thing is, in space of the feedback resistance, we are having a capacitor. That is the design difference in the design that an integrator or differentiator circuit is having from summing amplifier or any other types of op-amp application. As a feedback or as any other part, a capacitor is being used. So this is the circuit for integrator circuit, an ideal integrator circuit, right? Now we need to calculate the output voltage. We need to prove somehow that the output will be proportional to the integration of input voltage. So let us see. Since the input current to an op-amp is ideally zero, the current flowing through the input resistor due to input voltage also flows through the capacitor C. We all know that the concept of virtual ground. Here X point is representing the virtual ground point, and since the input impedance is very high, the total input current will flow through the capacitor current. So IE will be equals to IF. Now what is input current? Input current will be V in minus Vx by R in, right? And what is output current? Output current will be C into derivative of the difference of output voltage. And if we equate these two equations, we can have the output voltage will be minus 1 by R in into C integration V in dt. See, here it's clearly being seen that output voltage is nothing but the integral of the input voltage. That is the property of integrator circuit, where we can have one output voltage that generates from the integration of input voltage. Now what is the application of this integrator circuit? Yes, suppose we are having a step signal as an input voltage. We are having one step signal as our input, and we need to generate a ramp signal or a triangular waveform. See, this is the application of integrated circuit. This is the beauty of integrated circuit. We know by integration of a step signal, we can generate a ramp signal or a triangular waveform, and that is being the application that is here shown, that if we give a step signal as input to the integrated circuit, we can have output as a triangular waveform. So this is all about integrated circuit. Next is differentiator circuit. Yes. So what is differentiator circuit? As the name implies, the output voltage will be proportional to the derivative of the input voltage. The position of the capacitor and the resistor is just being replaced or just being reversed with the integrator circuit. See here in the diagram, you can see as the input, in space of input resistance, we are using one capacitor, and in space of input feedback capacitor, we are using one feedback resistor. The position of the capacitor and the resistor have been reversed, and now the reactance Xc is connected to the input terminal of the inverting amplifier, while the resistor Rf forms the negative feedback element across the operational amplifier. Okay, so this is the first difference between integrator and differentiator, that the position should be reversed. Now for your exam, you must remember these two diagrams, because you may get confused about the position in your exam hall, so that you must keep in your mind, and that what will be the position of capacitor and resistor for an integrator circuit, and that for a differentiator circuit, right? So next, this is output voltage calculation for a differentiator circuit. See, same. First, we need to calculate the input current I in. What is I in? It is C into derivative of difference of input voltage, that is V in minus Vx by dt. And what is output voltage? It's simple like any op amp. V out will be minus 1 into Rf, I into Rf. Now, if we equate this to I, we can have output voltage equals to minus C into Rf into derivative of input voltage. That is what a differentiator circuit defines. Whenever we are getting derivative of any input voltage as the output, we can define that particular circuit using 741 IC is being used as a differentiator circuit. Now we need to know what are the application. Yes, these are the application of differentiator circuit. Whenever we are giving any input signal as a square wave, we are getting the spikes as output signal. If we are having triangular wave and we need to generate any rectangular wave, we can use it in a differentiator circuit. And from sine wave, we can derive with differentiation, we can have a cosine wave. So these are the application of differentiator circuit. Okay. Next is comparator. Very important. Now, what is comparator? Comparator, as the name defines, it compares with something. Whenever we are comparing one analog voltage with any other voltage, that can be used as a comparator. Now, what is that other voltage? It's a reference voltage. It's a previously set value, a preset value. Right. So the op amp comparator is what? The basic elements of that particular circuit is an op amp. So the op amp comparator compares one analog voltage level with another analog voltage level or some preset reference voltage, that is V reference, and produces an output signal based on this voltage comparison. Whenever there is a change in the input voltage with the reference voltage, a signal is being produced in the output. That is the principle of a comparator circuit. Now the op amp voltage comparator compares the magnitude of two voltage inputs and determines which is the largest of the two. This comparator actually does what? With a preset value, it determines, it compares the input voltage, and when which one is being larger, according to that it gives the output, right? See here in this diagram, you can see a basic comparator circuit where in negative terminal, in inverting terminal, we are giving reference voltage, and in the positive terminal, we are giving an input. A comparator circuit can be inverting type, can be non-inverting type. We are going to see both the circuit design. See in the box, written if input voltage is greater than V reference, that is input voltage is positive. Since positive input voltage is given in positive terminal, so ultimately the output will be positive and V output will be plus VCC. And when input voltage is being less than V reference, output will be negative and V output will be minus VCC. That is also shown here in the graph. When V in is greater than V reference, V output is plus VCC, and when V in is less than V reference, that is input voltage is less than V reference, the output voltage is minus VCC. Okay, now this is two circuits where we can have comparator as inverting op amp or non-inverting op amp. In the uppermost figure, the input voltage is being connected to the positive terminal of the op amp, so it is a non-inverting op amp circuit. And in the lower figure, here the input voltage is connected to the negative of the inverting terminal and to the negative of the op amp, and so it is an inverting comparator. In both the cases, we can see the waveform. Whenever there is a change in reference voltage and there is a change in input voltage with respect to the reference one, a spike is being observed, right? Now the uppermost point is denoted by UTP, which is upper trip point, and the lowermost point is denoted by LTP, which is lower trip point. And the difference between these trip points, difference between these two voltages give the hysteresis. The bandwidth of the hysteresis, the bandwidth of the comparator graph that a particular comparator produces. So the hysteresis will be the difference between upper trip point and lower trip point. Also, hysteresis can be written as beta into VCC minus beta into VCC. What is beta? I will come later. And the voltage divider equation, see, you can see here a voltage divider circuit is being used always in the positive terminal of the comparator, right? A combination of resistor R1, R2 is being connected as a voltage divider, which is actually acting as a feedback of the output voltage. So this voltage divider circuit, voltage divider equation we need to know. It's R1 divided by R1 plus R2, and it is actually denoted by beta. So we have to remember all these equations, all these values. First one is voltage divider value, which is R1 divided by R1 plus R2, which is always connected in the positive terminal of op amp, being it's an inverting op amp or it's a non-inverting op amp. It will be connected to the positive terminal. Now hysteresis, it will be the difference between upper threshold point voltage and lower threshold point voltage, and its hysteresis will be 2 beta into VCC. So here is a problem. We will solve a problem on comparator. An operational amplifier is to be used with positive feedback to produce a Smith trigger circuit. What is Smith trigger? We will study later. If resistor R1 equals to 10 kilo ohm and resistor R2 equals to 90 kilo ohm, what will be the value of upper and lower switching point of the reference voltage and the width of the hysteresis if the op amp is connected to a dual plus minus 10 volt supply? It is been given that R1 is 10 kilo ohm, R2 90 kilo ohm, power supply 10 volt, and minus VCC is also 10 volt. So here we have to determine the hysteresis. First find out beta. Beta is nothing but R1 divided by R1 plus R2. So R1 is given as 10, R2 is given as 90. So our beta becomes 0.1. Next, upper trip point voltage. What is upper trip point voltage? It's beta into plus VCC. So we have already found out beta and VCC is given as 10 volt. Next, with the similar lower trip point voltage is beta into minus VCC, it's minus 1 volt. And last, the hysteresis. Hysteresis will be 2 beta into VCC, that is 2 volt. So this is the comparator circuit concept. In comparator circuit, the basic is a reference voltage is being set, and with the reference voltage, whenever the input voltage gets changed with the reference one, a spike or an output voltage is being generated. Now there is a positive reference voltage and a negative reference voltage, which are known as lower tripping point and upper tripping point. The difference between these two tripping points are known as hysteresis, and this whole comparator circuit is being designed with the help of voltage divider, and the value of this voltage divider is R1 divided by R1 plus R2, and it is denoted by beta. This is all you need to remember about the comparator circuit. Okay. The last application, Schmitt trigger of op-amp. So what is a Schmitt trigger? A Schmitt trigger is form of comparator circuit that has hysteresis or different input switching levels to change the output between two states. Yes, a Schmitt trigger is a type of comparator circuit. It is basically an inverting comparator with a positive feedback. The purpose of the Schmitt trigger is to convert any regular or irregular shaped waveform into a square wave output voltage or pulse. Thus, it can also be called a squaring circuit. It's very, very important to remember that a Schmitt trigger circuit always produces a square wave circuit. So whenever we need any square waveform, any pulse, we can use Schmitt trigger as the required circuit. A standard comparator circuit can normally converted into a Schmitt trigger at the electronic design stage by introducing positive feedback by the addition of an additional electronic component. In the circuit below, this is provided by the addition of a resistor R3. Yes, you can see in the circuit below, this is an inverting op-amp. So a Schmitt trigger is actually an inverting comparator where a positive feedback is being connected, and this positive feedback is being done with the particular resistor R3 shown in this figure. Okay. So what are the application of Schmitt trigger? Digital to analog conversion. The Schmitt trigger is effectively a 1-bit analog to digital converter. When the signal reaches a given level, it switches from one state to other. This can be used to drive other digital circuits. So it is, a Schmitt trigger is basically a comparator. So whenever it reaches the reference voltage set reference value, here the output voltage set generates, and that generation of output voltage can be used as a trigger to any digital circuit. That we will also study now in this subject in our multi-vibrator chapter, right? This is one application of Schmitt trigger. Next is level detection. The Schmitt trigger circuit is able to provide level detection. What is level detection? Suppose we have set a level with the reference value, which is actually working as a reference value, reference voltage of Schmitt trigger. So whenever there is a change, there is an crossing of that particular level, an output will be generated. So that is the application of level detection. When undertaking this application, it is necessary that hysteresis voltage is taken into account during the electronic circuit design so that the circuit switches on the required voltage. And last one is line reception. When running a data line that may have picked up noise into a logic gate, it's necessary to ensure that a logic output level is only changed as the data changed and not as a result of spurious noise that may have been picked up. Using a Smith trigger broadly enables the peak-to-peak noise to reach the level of the hysteresis before spurious triggering may occur. So in Smith trigger, we are setting to reference value. One is upper threshold, another is lower threshold. It makes sure that no noise is being generated within that particular set value. That is also one application of Smith trigger. Now, what are the precautions we need to take when we are going to use a Smith trigger circuit? When using an op-amp as a comparator, care must be taken. The op-amp chip itself is optimized for closed loop operation with negative feedback. I have already told you that mostly we use negative feedback other than some specific application, and these are the applications, the comparator circuit, the Smith trigger circuit. As a result, op-amp manufacturers do not guarantee their op-amp for use in circuits with no feedback or with positive feedback, or as in the case of the Smith trigger. One of the issues is that when an op-amp is used instead of a comparator, the switching speed will not be nearly as high, and it is also unlikely to hit the rails as hard. Typically, comparators are designed for open loop circuit condition or even with the positive feedback in case of the Smith trigger. They also have an open collector style circuit configuration that is intended for switching hard to the voltage rails as required for logic circuit. For this and many other reasons, comparator will provide much better switching characteristics than op-amp ever could. Further problems that can arise on some occasion are that when an op-amp is driven hard into the rails, it will consume more power than it normally would. An additional problem that can arise is in the form of latching, where the op-amp will latch to the voltage rail and remain there, not switching regardless of the input levels. But I must say, irrespective of all these precautions, all these problems that could arise, we have to use Smith trigger circuit in some specified application to get the application like digital to analog conversion, level detection, line reception. Okay, so these are some application and some precaution we need to have when we are going to use Smith trigger circuit. Now, how does a Smith trigger operates? See, this is the circuit arrangement of a Smith trigger. It's an inverting op-amp, so voltage is being connected in the inverting terminal and up with a positive feedback. Positive feedback is a voltage divider circuit, and the same combination, the same parallel combination is connected as an input, right? So a voltage divider with resistor R division 1 and R division 2 is set in the positive feedback, as I have already told you. The same value is being used to get the input resistance R parallel. The voltage across R1 is fed back to the non-inverting input. The voltage across R1, you can see it's connected to the non-inverting input. The input voltage V1 triggers or changes the state of the output every time it exceeds its voltage level about a certain threshold value called upper threshold value and lower threshold value. So a previously set value, a threshold value is being there, and whenever the input voltage crosses these set values, it will change the output voltage, right? Suppose if the inverting input voltage has a slight positive value, it will cause a negative value in the output, and this negative value voltage is fed back to the non-inverting terminal. Thus, the value of the negative voltage that is fed back to the positive terminal becomes higher. The value of the negative voltage becomes again higher until the circuit is driven into negative saturation. Right? Similarly, now assume that the inverting input voltage has a slight negative value. This will cause a positive value in the output, and this positive voltage is fed back to the non-inverting terminal, which will again be positive volt feedback to the becomes higher. Again, the positive voltage feedback that is being connected to the non-inverting terminal, it will become higher. The value of the positive voltage becomes again higher until the circuit is driven into positive saturation. This is why the circuit is also named as regenerative comparator circuit. Okay. So this is the operation of Schmitt-Trigger circuit. So Schmitt-Trigger, comparator, integrator, differentiator circuit. These four are very, very important for your semester exam. It may come as a broad question. It may come as a short note. You have to remember the circuit configuration. You have to remember the operation. You have to remember whether it's a inverting or non-inverting, and the application. For Schmitt-Trigger, for comparator, these are actually square wave generator circuit where the positive feedback is being used. For integrator and differentiator, you have to remember the position of resistor and capacitor, right? The derivation of output voltage in case of integrator and differentiator circuit, you have to remember for your semester exam also. Okay. Now, this is the diagram, waveform diagram, how a Schmitt-Trigger circuit works. See, in this waveform, we can see the upper threshold voltage and set lower threshold voltage. And an input voltage is being generating as a sine wave. So whenever this input voltage crosses the upper threshold voltage, a positive saturation voltage is being generated, and it goes to the negative whenever this crosses the upper threshold voltage. Similarly, when this input voltage crosses the lower threshold voltage, it again a spike is being generated and a positive threshold is being there. So this is how a Schmitt-Trigger operates. Whenever there is a change in input voltage with the reference value, and since it is in an inverting form, and since this Schmitt-Trigger is used as an inverting op-amp, the opposite thing is being done as the output. Whenever the input voltage becomes higher than upper threshold voltage, a negative spike is being generated. Whenever an input voltage becomes lower than lower threshold voltage, a positive spike is being generated. That is the basic principle of Schmitt-Trigger. And you must remember, a Schmitt-Trigger is very, very, very useful for square wave generation. So students, this is all about the op-amp application, right? This is a very, very important video for your semester exam. For any type of government exam, you need to go through this video. If you are facing any problem, any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. If you like the video, if you have any suggestion about the video, you can share in the comment section. So hopefully I have covered all the things you need to know. You need to learn about op-amp application, about integrator, differentiator circuit, Schmitt-Trigger and comparator circuit. If anything else you need to know, you can ask me in the comment section. So thank you once again, and if you like the video, you can like this in my channel and subscribe also my channel. So thank you very much.